Hello Labradoodle lovers. Today we have a birth announcement. We have brand new Australian Labradoodle puppies to introduce to you. In today's video, we're going to tell you all about each of the 6 Australian Labradoodle puppies from our Tiramisu litter. We're going to give you a little update on Mama Labradoodle Joya here, and we're also going to tell you all about the whelping experience. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Labradoodles, and these Australian Labradoodle puppies are 48 hours old. This is Joya's first litter, and she did just a fabulous job. Now you'll see her right now looking very intently just off to the side here, and that's because she can see through the glass doors that one of our other dogs is out there. Joya is an exceptionally protective mom. She takes very, very good care of her puppies, and she does not allow any other dogs to be anywhere near them. In fact, today we had to make a little bit of an adjustment in the living quarters. So you can see Joya is in our maternity room. We have all 4 sides of this room with this solid board so that the dogs, when they're here together, don't see each other. However, they can of course smell each other and hear each other. And normally that's great. Everyone gets along. Everyone has a great time. The moms often put their noses underneath and have a little conversation. But not with Joya and Anise. Anise had a litter just about 24 hours after Joya did. And when we had Anise in here with her puppies, neither Anise nor Joya were pleased with that arrangement. So this is one of the things where you learn to listen to what your dog is telling you. It's important to understand what they're saying, appreciate how they're feeling, and then figure out how can you resolve that so your dog is happy and then you're happy. So Joya and Anise were clearly unhappy. Now this is another thing that when we set everything up for Van Isle Doodles, we were very careful that we always had options for plan B. So if we had moms who didn't get along, that we could move them and separate them to make them more comfortable. Because what you want is for your puppy to be a nice, calm, relaxed puppy. And you get that from having a nice, calm, relaxed mama dog. If your mama dog is all agitated, unhappy where she is, if she feels too confined, if she feels that she's at risk, if she feels that her puppies are at risk, she's going to be always tense and anxious. That way she's not going to eat well, and all of that stress goes right through her, right into her milk and into your puppy. And you end up with a puppy who grows up to be a more anxious adult dog. So of course that's not what anybody wants. You want your puppy to be nice and calm. And so that's why we make sure that we listen to what our moms tell us and we make adjustments however we need to. Joya did a really good job with having her puppies. As I said, it was her first litter. She was very calm and cool about it. She didn't get too upset. She clearly was a little bit confused as to what might be going on, but she has, you can see by her wonderful strong eye contact, she bonds very well and she has a lot of trust in her people that are around her. So of course she had been here for a week with us beforehand. She knows us, she's been here many times, but being here for that week away from her own home helps to cement that relationship between us and Joya. It helps Joya feel confident in us and learn that she can trust us and feel that we're going to do the right thing and look after her. And of course, once the babies are born, that we're looking after her babies. That's all really critical, key things for a mama dog. It's a lot of work to have babies, and we want to make sure that our mamas are completely stress-free when they're doing that. So when it was time, Joya was panting and she was digging, and we thought the puppies were actually going to arrive on Saturday. She was wandering about, and mama dogs tend to get a little bit of a spaced out type of look in their eyes. Their back right here will sometimes roach up a little bit, and that's because the puppies can be way up here. Dogs have 2 uterine horns, so there's puppies in each of the uterine horns, and the puppies make their way down these horns horns. They go down into the exit, if you will, and then are born. So nobody knows if one horn, all the puppies come out, and then we have puppies from the other horn, or if it's one, or if it's two and one. Nobody knows exactly how that works, but there are the two uterine horns. So you can watch when it's getting close to time. You can see the puppies start to make their way down into the birth canal and then ready to be delivered. Now, of course, there isn't room for all of them to be here at the same time, but they do start lining up and getting ready to be born. So when that happens, it's a little uncomfortable for the mom in terms of all these things are moving around inside your body. And of course, because they're dogs, we can't explain to them what it is. They can only go on their instincts, but I'm sure they must wonder, oh, what is that feeling? What is happening? But it's all part of them getting ready and preparing for their puppies. So Joya was going through quite a lot of preparation, and so we had her sleeping by herself with us. All the other dogs slept elsewhere in our house, and nothing happened that first night. Joya went sound to sleep and enjoyed a really good rest, whereas Reynolds and I were up all the time checking to make sure everything was okay, making sure that she didn't need anything from us. But she just snoozed away. And the next day we continued with having the pre-labor. There's no contractions at this time. There's no pain like human moms have with contractions, just a matter of being a little bit uncomfortable because they're unaware of what it is that's actually happening. And then finally we got underway just after the early afternoon on Sunday, on August the 27th, which is the birthday of these puppies. And Joya had her first puppy at 3:37 in the afternoon, and then her last one was born at 10 past 7 in the evening. So it was a slower delivery. We've had girls who've had 8 puppies and delivered them all in 90 minutes. But there's no magic and there's no right way to do it. It's just when the puppies are ready, that's when they're going to be born. Sometimes we have a big pause in the middle of labor, and a mom can actually go sound to sleep. And you think, oh, well, I wonder if she's done. Whereas they're just having a little rest there in between puppy deliveries. So we had no pause with Joya whatsoever. She just went at her nice, even steady pace. There's another dog out there again, as you can tell, and delivered them one after the other. Now, for the first 2 puppies, Joya wasn't interested in them. She didn't do anything. When puppies are born, they're born in a sack. It's a double sack, and you have to take the puppies out of the sack. Now, usually mom does that by licking and chewing at the sack, and then she'll chew off the cord that attaches them to the placenta. Each puppy has their own placenta. Oftentimes moms will consume the placenta. It's full of all sorts of wonderful nutrients. This is one of the advantages to having a raw-fed Labradoodle. If your dog eats a raw diet on a regular basis, they can eat all the placentas, get all that nutrition, and it doesn't upset their stomach. Whereas if you have a dog who's fed kibble, they won't be in as good condition in terms of their physical health for delivering the puppies. And then when they eat the placentas, that's something entirely foreign to their bodies, and they tend to get diarrhea, they often throw up, and they don't get the benefits of all of that valuable nutrition. Because one of the things you want to do when your girl first has puppies is you don't want to overfeed her for the first 24 hours. We do half rations for the first 24 hours, and then it's all hands on deck. It's eat as much as you want, as often as you want, and we always have something available for the dogs to eat. So Joya is eating well. She has done very well. She ate quite nicely during her pregnancy. She's maybe a tiny bit skinny right now, but I can't feel her ribs or her backbone. She's still got really nice cover. You can see her coat is nice and shiny. There's not much to it. She got a really short groom when she went for her maternity hairdo, so we don't have much coat to look at there, but she does have beautiful shine and luster to her coat. And you can see her eyes are bright, and she's got that big smile. She's just so proud of herself and her beautiful family of her 6 Labradoodle puppies. Now, all the puppies are chocolate. We knew they would all be chocolate because Dakota, who is the papa of this litter, The only color a puppy he can produce is a chocolate. That's it. Now, if you breed him with a dog who's a caramel, you could have some caramels and some chocolates. But because Joya is also a chocolate, all you're going to get is chocolate, 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 and a little bit more chocolate. You're going to have chocolate everywhere. And who doesn't love chocolate? Now, one of the surprises we had in this litter was our last born pink color girl, because she's a party. And a party is when the dogs have two colors. We didn't expect that because with the type of testing you can do, it told us that that wasn't possible. However, clearly there was something there. Then we have our one beautiful little party girl. Otherwise, we have our really nice 50-50 split of 3 boys and 3 girls. And you can see they're nursing here except for Blue Collar. If you can see Blue Collar, he's sleeping here. And I believe the party girl is also sleeping. Red's got her nose up in the milk bar there, but she's actually sound asleep. Orange is kind of rooting around to see what's happening there. And Joy is doing a little cleanup. The puppies, of course, are completely helpless at this time. They are 100% dependent on Joya. Their eyes are sealed shut. Their ears are sealed shut, and they're unable to eliminate on their own. And when we do our week 1 update, we'll go into that in a little bit more detail and explain just exactly why puppies are born this way. What is nature's idea for that, and why can't they see or hear? So how do they find Joya? How do they know where the milk bar is? It's all in the nose. They have little heat sensors in their nose, and they are able to locate where their litter mates are and where Joya is. And that's how they find their way around. So if Joya goes out to go to the bathroom, comes in, and she rearranges herself, and she lies over here, for example, and you see that there's a puppy over here, and maybe that puppy then isn't going to be right next to Joya. That puppy is going to use their heat sensor and be able to get from here to there whenever she moves around. So that's how come they all stay together. They also stay together to keep each other warm. They have no ability to control their body temperature at this point. So they huggle up next to each other and to Joya to stay warm. Now, sometimes you'll hear breeders using heating pads. We do not use a heating pad. And the reason for that is if we have a heating pad in here, Mom is already hot. You can see she's panting, and that's because the temperature in the room is 24 degrees Celsius. That's where we start for the first 24, 48 hours, and then we'll turn it down to 23 if we feel that the puppies are nice and cozy and warm. Right now, to me, they feel just right, so I'm going to leave it exactly where it is. So Joya's panting because that's warmer than normal temperature. Your ambient temperature normally would be around 20, 21 degrees. So it's cozy for her. Plus she has all these bodies up against her, and lactation, the process of lactating itself is also something that does create body heat. So she's warm, but she's not uncomfortable. If you had the heating pad, she would be miserable because then she'd be way too hot and she'd be always trying to get away from it, and then she wouldn't be close to the puppies. What we want is we want her to do this, what she's doing right now, curling up around them, keeping them warm, keeping them close to her, keeping them feeling secure. And you can see how relaxed she is. She's just going to fall asleep now and rest even though I'm here. Now we're going to go through each of the puppies and tell you a little bit about them so you have your introduction. Joya, because she's a first-time mom, may be very upset if I pick the puppies up too much, and she may not let me actually do that. Again, we're going to listen to Joya and let Joya dictate this. If she stays like this, perfect. If she's agitated, we'll just do it all a little bit lower because it's all about making her comfortable. As the weeks go on and we have more videos, she'll get so used to the process that she won't even care. She won't even be in the box by the time we get to probably week 4. So our firstborn was Red Collar, who's right here. And Red is nursing at the moment. So I'm going to just try very gently to take her off there. I don't ever want the puppies to associate human contact with anything that's negative. So we try to do everything very slowly and very gently so that all of their associations with people are positive. Now you can see this little chocolate girl here. She's got a cute little white goatee, and she's got a couple of little spots of white on the tips of her toes. As she gets older, you won't even see that. And to give you an idea of the size of the puppy, it's easy for me to hold her in my one hand. And little red color girl was born at 3:37 p.m. She was our first little one, and she came in at 256 grams, which is just a great weight. And you can see already she's got such pretty highlights on her head there, a little touch of lighter brown in with the darker brown. So that's our little red collar, our little female. Next born was orange collar, who is also a girl. Now, well, Orange is also nursing, so we'll just gently come in and we'll just see if we can let her go. It's amazing how strong the suction is on a puppy who's only 48 hours old. It's incredible how much they can do at 48 hours. Hi, sweetheart. I talk to them all the time, even though they can't hear. When I hold them up next to me, they get the vibrations on my chest, but they, of course, can't hear anything. Now, Orange Collar Girl is a solid. She is a complete solid chocolate. All chocolate deliciousness. Aren't you beautiful? Orange Collar Girl arrived at 4:21, almost an hour, not quite, an hour and a little bit more than an hour and a half after Red, and she was 306 grams. When she was being born, we were both had very wide eyes going, oh, we have a big baby being born here. Look at this. We had a great big baby. That's you. Yeah, so that's little Orange Collar, another female. And then next we had our first boy, who's Blue Collar. And Blue Collar is right over here, and he's sleeping, so he'll be easy just to get here. Hi, buddy. Yeah, you can see he's got a little white patch on his chest there that he's showing you, and little white bits on the bottom of his feet. And look, his little tongue is peeking out there. Can you see his little pink tongue? Oh my goodness, how sweet is that? That's because he obviously fell asleep when he was nursing or dreaming of nursing. It's not because he's being rude and sticking his tongue out. No, he's not. And little Blue Collar was born at 4:45, so we didn't have to wait too long for his arrival. And he is 247 grams. So smaller than his sisters, but doing not too bad. He is not the smallest puppy in the litter. Yeah, still a nice weight. Next we had Green Collar, and Green Collar is nursing. And I'm just going to reach in here and just see if I can gently convince Mr. Green to just come away from the milk bar. There we go. And I'll put Blue down here, see if he's going to want to nurse or what he's going to be up to. And Mr. Green Collar, of course, is chocolate. Like his sister, he has a little goatee, and he has his little pink tongue out because I did just take him right off of the nipple there. He's got white on his chest, and he's got white on the bottom of all four of his feet. Hi, sweetie. Green was born at 5:17, so a little bit more than half an hour after Blue, and he came in at 291 grams. And I forgot to tell you that Orange Collar Girl at 306 grams, she's the biggest puppy in the litter at this point in time. So Mr. Green, 291 grams. Then next we had Purple. And with Purple, we were back to the girls. Purple is just underneath there. I thought that's where I would find her. So I'm just going to put Green down so he can go back to his spot here. And see, we just direct them in general to the milk bar spot there when we've moved them. And that way, what do they remember? Hands, food, all good things. Purple's way underneath here, so that's going to disrupt everybody's position at the milk bar because they're balancing off of her. And she's actually attached to a nipple on the other side. There we go. She let go without too much protest. Oh, she's going to give me a little bit of a hard time about it. She's complaining there a bit. Hi, Purpsy. Hi, Purpsy. Purpsy is a solid as well, just like her brother. Purple is the smallest puppy in the litter. She's got a cute little self, and you can, no, she's not going to stick her tongue out at me. She's just going to put her little paw up and protest. Hey, doe. Nice dark chocolate girl. She arrived at 5:55 p.m. So we were slowing down a little bit in terms of our intervals there, taking a little bit longer. And Purple at 231 grams is our little tiny bit of the litter. And you can see how she fits very easily into my one hand. She's just quite easy for me to hold in one hand, which is hard to believe when you look at Joya and think that in just 12 months she's going to go from this to this. And then last but not least, we had to wait for a little bit more than an hour. We were getting a little bit tired. Joya was getting a bit tired. And ta-da, we had our surprise puppy. Not a surprise in terms of number, but surprise because she is a party. And there we go, just let her release. And that's our little pink color girl. This girl is actually a tri, and that means she is a phantom and a party, and we'll talk about that more later. We can't see any of her phantom markings right now because she's a party. And look at, she's got her mouth half open because she was eating. So she's got a chocolate head, chocolate ears, a little tiny white smidge in the middle of her head there, and some white on the top of her nose. And then of course the rest of her body, she has half and half. She's got lots of these dark chocolate spots. She's going to have more than what you see right now because she has some in here that are smudgy, and once she gets older those will show through a bit more. And then the coolest thing about little pink is look at this spot. It's not the same color. This is a little milk chocolate spot next to the dark chocolate spot. That makes her very special, very unique, something that we just, well, to be fair, we have never had at Van Isle Labradoodles. So she is one of a kind. It will come from probably her phantom alleles shining through and making that change. Although I don't know that positively, but that's likely where we're seeing that from. So this little lady who arrived at 7:09 p.m. and she came in at 261 grams. So that's all the puppies. That's our tiramisu litter. I think they look every bit as delicious as tiramisu tastes. And our beautiful, super calm, amazingly relaxed first-time Mama Joya. This just makes me so happy when I can be in here talking. We have lights. I'm handling her puppies. I'm moving them, and she's just enjoying having a good rest. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. We will be back every week for your litter updates, and those will come out from now on Mondays. You'll also get an educational video from us every week, and for the tiramisu litter, that will be every Wednesday, so as we help you get ready and get prepared to welcome your new Van Isle Labradoodle puppy to your home in just a few weeks from now. Thanks so much for watching.